Do it.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed your first day of fall yesterday. Now it's the first full day of fall today. I don't know if you saw this morning.
I did,
but we have a new friend. You
got to slide. Let me slide over so you can pull in.
We have
a
new friend here. Yeah. I don't know if he's got a name or anything, but we'll have to ask Charlie.
He looks very happy. Yeah. Is that Charlie's artwork? I wonder.
I want to say maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, most
probably.
likely.
But 'tis the season. It's nice to see the festive look of the news center here in Weather Center. And we're going to see, contrary to what that makes you feel about autumn.
Yeah, I know.
Summer-like temps coming in the next few days, cranking up the heat. We're going to talk about highs that I think will likely reach 90 for many of us, if not tomorrow, then Thursday. Ahead of a rain chance. I'll kind of define that rain chance when it comes in, when it gets out, and there's still some question marks for the weekend.
Okay.
Tropics, so much going on there to dig into. I'm going to do that as well in just a little bit.
Okay, awesome. So before we dig into all of that, we do have an interesting story out of Washington. They've seen a few power outages over the last month, some for, the typical reasons, circuit issues and whatnot, but a few of them including yesterday, one included a squirrel situation. Squirrel
situation. We have a squirrel situation going on here.
I don't know the whole context
Attention
of that story.
all squirrels, yes.
I don't know the whole context, but I do know that a squirrel potentially caused one earlier this month. And then yesterday, balloons caused it.
Oh, really?
So
didn't hear that story.
Don't release those balloons up in the air, or you might be out of power.
So you got some customers getting a little frustrated.
Yeah. So especially because they've seen quite a few power outages over the last month or so. So we did speak to some officials with the town of Washington, just asking them what's going on, if this is kind of just an odd coincidence that things like this keep happening, like squirrels and balloons, yes. Right? So let's take a look at this story right here.
Some in Washington are frustrated after several power outages this month in the city.
Mine will be on when some of them will stay off, yes.
From electrical problems to circuit outages.
But we have a lot of incidents where squirrels and things of that nature become injured in the lines and cause outages, as well as
Monday's culprit?
As balloons. But
an area on Market Street, including Washington's Duck-Through gas station, were impacted by Monday's outage.
The power kept going out. It was really frustrating because I couldn't get anything done. And every time we kept getting it back up, it would shut right back down. So we just played the back and forth game all morning.
And despite what may feel like a pattern, City Manager Jonathan Russell says these are all unrelated.
It seems to be Murphy's Law in effect of what can go wrong. Does happen from time to time. But again, we try to prevent these as much as possible. Again, a huge thanks to our electric crews that keep the power on, and we thank them for what they do.
And they're crossing their fingers that their luck will change.
Yeah, so an unfortunate situation there in Washington, but glad to see that everything's been kind of brought back together. Power has been restored. It didn't take very long. Like the city manager said, shout out to all the crews who were able to fix the problem rather quickly. Hopefully no more squirrels or balloons get in the way of the power.
Did you know balloons could cause power outages?
I did not know that.
Nor did
That's
I.
the first time that I've heard a balloon causing power outages.
This sounds like just a coincidence or several odd circumstances, because I know if you lose your power 3 times in a few weeks, you start getting frustrated.
Yes.
You start getting angry,
for sure.
and you want to point your finger somewhere and say, why is this happening? So I get the aggravation a little bit, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, maybe no balloons in the forecast today.
Weather balloons, that's about it.
Yeah, weather balloons, right. So let's talk weather.
Yeah, as we dig into the weather, we got a lot going on weather-wise between the heat, the rain chances, the tropics, a lot of things to dig into. I want to start with a look outside right now. Fog has settled into some of your areas. There's your visibility map. So when you start seeing that red shading, Bertie County, Martin County, portions of Edgecombe, Wilson, and Greene counties, there's no fog advisory. The fog kind of runs on that axis from, I would say, Windsor back down towards Snow Hill, maybe in the northern Pitt County, and then sagging all the way down towards Mount Olive, down there in Wayne County, LaGrange, Lenore County getting a little thicker for you guys. So slow down as you head out. Give yourself some extra time. You can see Edenton showing a big donut there, under 1/8 of a mile. That's where you start getting dangerous. A lot of people will go to pass in that left-hand lane on a 2-lane road and not realize there's a car much closer than they thought. So I've seen several accidents in my 20 years doing the weather related to thick fog like that. Be safe, be smart as you head out. Again, that'll clear out soon. We'll clear it on out of here. Goldsboro, that was a thicker fog a half an hour ago in that shot, so that's thinning. Low clouds will start breaking up in an hour or two. It'll look more like that. The air temp 59 in Greenville. And you can see some of that fog, treetop level there, trying to build in, but generally doing okay. Let's go over to the tropics. I want to get you updated on our systems. Gabrielle avoided Bermuda as expected. Storm has gotten stronger than expected. Yesterday we talked about maybe a Cat 3 briefly. It blew through Cat 3 into Cat 4 status, where it still is this morning. Winds are at 140 miles an hour sustained. That small eye, the center of that hurricane, you can just look at that and know that's a very powerful, strong hurricane. When that eye, that center dark dot in the middle of the red, is that well defined and that well wrapped by deep convection, you've got a powerhouse storm. Gabrielle, fortunately, staying away from all land masses, tracking away into the weekend, late weekend to the weekend. Gabby will start to dissipate probably as we get into Friday night, Saturday over the cooler North Atlantic waters. So again, a lot of thank yous to Gabby for staying off the coast and Bermuda. The biggest thank you coming from those folks. Here's our two development areas, Umberto and Imelda, the next two names. A red shaded area up to 80% as we head towards the weekend, it looks like right now. And then further to the east, that other tropical wave right there, the orange shaded area, that's up to 50%. We'll get updates at 8 a.m. on both of these areas on development potential. You can see they're both kind of riding off towards the west-northwest. And the proximity, they're so close to each other that likely one of these systems may win this battle eventually. Instead of having two systems, we may end up with one storm out there off the southeast coast. Having said that, there's a lot of different solutions. When you look at all the tropical model data, I've got one showing both of them staggering along as weak systems, another one showing that 50% development area becoming more of the parent storm Sunday, Monday, and then loitering around off the coast out there. I've got nothing showing a massive storm coming into the southeast coast of the U.S. That's the main thing. We want that to continue. So a lot of details to be ironed out over the coming days into the weekend, early next week, on how things evolve out there. And we're watching it close. We'll let you know how things are coming together. All right, let's head back home. Headlines for the day: mostly sunny, plenty warm once the fog clears out of here. That'll take a few hours, but looking good into the afternoon. 87, south wind at 5, a little patchy fog. We talked about that. Bob Daw over there, Bloods Creek, Beaufort County. Good morning, Bob. 'Tis the season for these foggy mornings. Bob, I hope you can get out, maybe catch some fish today after that fog clears out over there in Beaufort County. Satellite radar looks really cloudy. It's not as cloudy as it seems. Clouds thinning out inland, thicker out on the coast. Rain offshore and generally staying out there. I've had a little stray shower on the coast, Crystal Coast this morning, but that's off the map now. All right. If you are walking out now, it's about 60, 61. I could say coolish degrees, a few 50s well inland, and the wind's non-existent. Afternoon highs coming up. Normal high around 82 this time of the year. First full day of autumn should be hitting 82 typically. We'll bound over that by 5 degrees. 87 later today. The beaches near 80. And again, more sun than clouds. South to southeast wind. 5 miles an hour, not much wind. Beaches, that water temp coming down now. Got to get that beach time in quickly before we shut down any water time. 72 Outer Banks, 76 Crystal Coast. The sand, the air temp on the sand at about 80 degrees in the air this afternoon, so that's pretty nice. Rip current risk high along the Outer Banks. Gabrielle throwing some bigger swells into the beaches, keeping that rip current risk high. 4 or 5 footers, and then a moderate risk on the Crystal Coast. That wind turning more southeast. After a start of the northeast, it'll turn more southeast this afternoon. High tide, 9 a.m., 6 hours later. Low tide, 3:30 this afternoon. All right, here's the big map, folks. Cold front back to the west. That's our rain chance. ETA, Thursday night, more so Friday, the way it looks right now. Check it out. I'll roll that map for you. There's later today. Quiet. Overnight tonight into tomorrow. That mild quickly transitions more to a hot afternoon as we flirt with 90 tomorrow. And again, rain stays out of here. Unlikely the next couple of days. I can't rule out a stray quick shower maybe on the sea breeze this afternoon, but generally the bulk of the data says no on rain. That changes generally Thursday night. Let me get you into Thursday. Thursday morning, we're headed to work, all quiet. Rain over our mountains. That front heads eastbound. You get into late afternoon, evening, generally still dry over us. If you're heading to central or western North Carolina, Thursday looks wet back there, west of I-95. Overnight, that rain becomes our rain. Post-midnight into Friday, that front's going to slow down, so watch that rain filling in. Boom, that's a wet map. Friday afternoon, Friday evening. We need rain. If this verifies, and I think it probably will, we should hit an inch on average, maybe a few pockets closing in on 2 inches by the time at the end of the day, Saturday. What's Saturday? I've got this model is very wet Saturday. One of the ones I put a little more stock into, not showing this much rain Saturday. We'll see how that plays out. I did bump my Saturday rain chance up a bit based on what I'm seeing there. So here it is. First the heat climbing, 87, 89, 90, today, tomorrow, into Thursday, and then rain chances climbing. After a little sliver of a 10% today and tomorrow, we'll go 30%. I wanted to put late day on Thursday. Late afternoon more so into the overnight, a chance for a shower or storm. I think you're going to be fine, Pirate fans. I'll break down the Pirate forecast when we come back at 8 a.m., but I think you're going to be good. It's going to be hot, but generally should be dry. Friday, scattered shower storms. Have a plan B for Friday in case we get pretty good coverage of rain, which we may if you're working outside. And then into Saturday, still the chance for a decent coverage of showers around with highs in the low to mid 80s. Lindsay, I don't see a bunch of severe storms for Friday. Having said that, will you hear thunder? Probably. Could we see a wind gust 40 to 50? Yep, that could happen. Tornadoes? No. Damaging wind gusts, unlikely. It's not a zero chance, but it's a very low-end chance for severe weather. So I think we'll be okay in regards to that. But again, hopefully between the Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday showers, we can hit an inch plus in the rain gauges. We need the rain.
Yeah, that'll be really helpful because I know we've been dealing with a lot of, we're in abnormally dry conditions right now, right?
Yeah, and there are a few pockets that have popped up moderate drought conditions.
Okay.
Generally abnormally dry with a few areas hitting moderate. So yeah, I mean, we're creeping drier and drier. We don't start getting rain, we're going to be right back where we were pre-summer when we saw those severe drought conditions building in. Hopefully we can avoid that.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Just want to say hello and good morning to George in the comments as well. I think Tony also posted a comment in there, but oh, there he goes. There he is. Good morning to you, Tony. Hope you're having a wonderful day as well. And then Lindsay and Bob, thanks for joining us as well. We'll have another news and weather update at 8 o'clock. Hope you can hop on over at that point, but hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday.
Bye.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Toyota of Goldsboro.